Good morning and welcome back to part 2 of my Dollar Tree video. It's Saturday. It is a terribly gloomy, mucky day outside and I am pretty much home alone all day. So I'm really trying to resist the urge to just stay in bed and do nothing, and I'm gonna try to actually be productive today. I have a few little projects that I need to work on, and technically all of them can be done from bed, so I'm probably going to do that. But I am going to start off my day by cooking kind of a version of Huevos Rancheros is what I'm thinking, which is where I'm just going to fry up a tortilla, top it with some refried beans and a fried egg, and that's going to be breakfast sorted. So we're now kind of getting into a point in the video where I've kind of made, I have a few ingredients prepped and things are going to start to get repetitive, so I don't really know how much I'm going to show you from here forward of the actual cooking. Obviously I'm going to show you anything that's different from anything that I've cooked previously, but if it is, a repeat of something, I'm just going to show the finished dish because I've already shown the preparation of it. So let's go ahead and get breakfast started. It is a little after 10 a.m. So breakfast time. Okay, breakfast was really good. I actually really like those Huevos Rancheros. It was really filling too. I didn't even finish that whole thing. I mean, keep in mind I have a pretty small stomach from my surgery, but I mean, a regular person I feel like could double that and still have enough food. Pretty much just gonna be in bed working on building a website most of the day. Michael, my boyfriend, has been drawing a lot lately, and we have a couple of conventions coming up that we're going to be participating in, so I want to get a website up and running for his prints. So that's pretty much going to be my project for the day. Hopefully get it all done. That's a little ambitious, but I really want to get it done today if I can. And in the meantime, we'll check back in with you when it's right around lunchtime. I'm back in bed. Shocker. I mean, what am I gonna do? There's nothing else. I made some egg fried rice with hot dog for lunch today. I think I might have gone a little bit too heavy on the soy sauce. I'm not quite sure. Actually, no, I didn't go too heavy on the soy sauce, so that's really good. It's not too salty. That was what I was mostly concerned that I made it too salty. It is reduced sodium soy sauce, but I know if I add too much, it still gets really salty. Yeah, that's lunch, and you could see that I portioned out half of it for lunch right now, and half of it for another meal later on down the road. And yeah, I don't really have much to say today, so I'm probably just gonna get back to working on the website, or maybe watch some Big Bang Theory. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Good morning. It is Sunday and I am officially on day 4 of the Dollar Tree challenge. I did not actually eat dinner last night. I mean, not like an official dinner. I had that like fried rice kind of late in the afternoon, and then I was laying in bed working on the website and watching some Big Bang Theory, and I kind of just got up at some point and decided to eat kind of the leftover, the second portion that I made. I just kind of munched on that for the night. But today for breakfast, I'm just having the leftover potato casserole with a fried egg on top and a little bit of hot sauce. I have a lot of leftovers I need to use up, so that's kind of the goal for today, is to try to eat some of the food that I've already cooked and prepared. It is 2:30 and I am just about to eat lunch. I made this ramen. Excuse the fact that it's in a Tupperware. That's just what I ended up making it in, microwaving it in. I saw this recipe on Emmy Made in Japan, and I'm gonna walk you through what I did to make this. So basically, it's a type of ramen where you use half the amount of water and half the seasoning packet, and then she basically put an egg in it. Well, I mean, she put other things in it, but you know, I'm limited to the ingredients that I already have. So I put the ramen in this container with 1 cup of hot water. I boiled it in the microwave for like a minute, and then half the seasoning packet. I'm pretty sure I did a little bit more than half because it's kind of hard to eyeball that seasoning packet. And then I added half of a diced up hot dog to this, and I microwaved this for a minute. And once that minute is done, you just kind of want it to reconstitute the noodles a little bit so you can break them up. And then you make like a little well in the center, and you crack an egg into that well, and you microwave it for another 2 minutes. Now, I forgot to show this, but you're supposed to poke the top of the egg yolk with the chopstick, just, I guess, so it doesn't explode. I don't really know how that works. But once it's all done, you kind of break open the egg. The yolk should still be pretty runny, and then the yolk kind of mixes with the broth and makes something of like a creamy-ish sauce. So this is going to be my first time trying this version of ramen, and we're gonna see how it is. I should probably actually eat this with a fork. I don't know. I'm gonna try it with chopsticks and see. Okay. Actually, I'm surprised by this because it definitely does taste like it's like creamy from the egg yolk. And I don't know, I have like no complaints about this whatsoever. It's not super salty because you only use half of the seasoning packet. The egg is a really good addition. So are the hot dogs, you know. Actually, like, in the realm of like a super duper cheap meal that's got a good bit of protein in, like, yeah, it's got a lot of sodium in it because it's instant ramen, but this is really good. And like, if I had any vegetables to add to it, like green onions or mushrooms or anything like that, that would have been really good. But, and she also added cheese to hers. But all right, I'm kind of impressed with this one. I think that this is a really good take on a super cheap ramen that you can make in the microwave in just a few minutes. So lunch is a win. For dinner tonight, I am just having plain old macaroni and cheese. I didn't put any hot dog or anything in it, just the mac and cheese. I did add a little bit of hot sauce to make it kind of like a buffalo mac, but other than that, like I said, I'm just trying to kind of use up things that I've kind of got going. So this was like half of a box left of mac and cheese from earlier in the week. I will say one thing. If I could go back and do the shopping haul again, I would have not gotten the macaroni and cheese. I feel like that's been like the most boring part of this, and I am surprised by that because I thought having like comfort food would help at times, or I kind of had a thought process of maybe using the pasta for one dish and the macaroni, the cheese sauce for something else, or if I wanted cheese on something, I would have the cheese sauce from the macaroni dish. But I mean, I had the ramen, so I feel like getting 2 pastas was kind of redundant, basically. So yeah, if I could go back, I'd probably, to be honest with you, I'd probably get 2 bags of the pepper stir fry and eliminate the macaroni and cheese. That way I could have more vegetables in each dish. And yeah, I don't really think that this is necessary. I think it was kind of extra, and it really hasn't improved this process at all. So that is my take. Good morning, guys. It is officially day 5 of the Dollar Tree Challenge. I thought I would start out today by showing you everything that I have left, basically, and that will kind of help me to get a gauge on what all I can do for the next 3 days of the challenge. Looks like I have about 1/4 to 1/3 of the pepper stir fry left. I still have a decent amount of tortillas, 2 packets of ramen plus 1 without the seasoning. Still have half of the breakfast casserole that I made, almost the entire container of refried beans. Still have an entire container of rice, 4.5 hot dogs, 4 sausage links, and 4 eggs. So, needless to say, I have a lot of food to cook or eat over the next 3 days still. So, that does give me a little bit of freedom as far as like portion size goes. Maybe I was over rationing a little bit at the beginning because I didn't think it would last as much as it has. And like, I'm over halfway through the challenge and I still have, I'd say, 3/4 of what I originally started out with. So yeah, that's where we're at. So with all that being said, I do think that there are some ingredients that I'm going to be able to roll over into next week if I continue this challenge then, which I think I might, depending on my boyfriend's work schedule. But for breakfast this morning, I'm gonna finish off the other half of that breakfast casserole. I didn't put any eggs or anything on it, just the 2 halves of the casserole and a little bit of hot sauce on top, just to use this up. So it's almost lunchtime, it's like 1:30, so I went ahead and made another batch of the fried rice. I didn't actually put any egg in this one, I just did the hot dogs and peppers and onions, just because I'm kind of trying to save the eggs for future meals. Also, because I still have so much rice, and I still have so many beans too, I went ahead and portioned them out into freezer bags so I can freeze some of them for future use. Again, I'm kind of going about this with the idea that I might be continuing this challenge kind of intermittently over the next coming months or weeks or so. So having some pre-cooked frozen rice will help make future dishes whenever those come around, and will allow me to buy a greater variety of ingredients next week and make a bigger variety of meals. So kind of just stacking things and making them kind of cumulative. But yeah, I'm gonna have the fried rice for lunch, and just like last time I made 2 portions, one for now and one for later. I might have that for dinner, or I might save that for lunch or something tomorrow. Do not judge me for how basic this dinner is. It literally, I took a scoop of beans on each tortilla and I fried it up in a frying pan to make somewhat of like a quesadilla. It's not a quesadilla because it doesn't have cheese. If I had some salsa or some cheese, that would probably be really good. I don't know, I don't have a lot of creative energy in me today to come up with some fancy extravagant meal. I had these beans on hand. I remember, well, the first day when I did those like bean and rice grilled burrito things, they would have been really good if it weren't for the rice. So I kind of figured, you know, just kind of cut it in half, basically. Just do the beans and see how this turns out. So, like I said, it's not really a quesadilla. I don't really know what this is, but it's just beans and a tortilla folded up and grilled, and we'll see. It needs salsa or sour cream or anything, but you know what? It's food, and it was quick and easy, and it's tasty. That's all we can really ask for at the end of the day. I am not gonna lie that today was a little bit of a struggle. Like I'm kind of getting to my not breaking point, but I'm getting kind of overeating this Dollar Tree food and not having as much variety in my diet. But I realized that not everyone has the ability to just eat whatever they want whenever they want, and it does make me appreciative of the times that, you know, I have that ability. And I'm just doing this challenge because I wanted to do it, but some people live like this because they have to. So I definitely had a moment today where I was just over it and I really just wanted to eat some regular food, but not everyone has that option, so I am sticking with it. So with that being said, dinner is now done and we have come to the end of day 5 of the Dollar Tree challenge. I still have a lot of food left over that I need to use up or roll over to next week, but with that being said, I'm going to end this video here and I will resume the last 2 days in a couple of days. And I'm sorry to say that, it's just because originally when I started this video I wasn't sure how long I would be home alone, but my boyfriend is coming home tomorrow. I don't know what time he's going to be home, but I'm obviously not going to be continuing to just eat Dollar Tree food with my boyfriend here. You know, he's been traveling, so we're gonna wanna, you know, do something different, do something together. So this is day 5 and part 2. Part 3 will come out in probably, I want to say, 4 to 5 days from now, and that's again because my boyfriend will be home for the next 2 days or so starting tomorrow, and I do want to spend some time with him, and so I'm going to put this little project on hold for the time being. But I do appreciate everyone who watched part 1, and I appreciate you sitting through part 2 as well. I hope that you are enjoying this video so far, and I will see you in a few days for part 3.